Tessa and Hardin are driving down a deserted, scenic road, the world quiet around them. It's late afternoon, and the warm light from the setting sun casts a glow over everything. Tessa gazes out the window, lost in thought, but she feels Hardin's gaze on her. He reaches over, taking her hand in his, and they share a silent moment, their fingers entwined, communicating in ways words can't capture. The music is soft, filling the silence in a way that feels intimate. Hardin glances over at her with a slight smile, then lifts her hand to his lips and kisses her knuckles. Tessa's face softens, and she leans closer, her head resting on his shoulder as he drives. As they drive, Hardin pulls over at a scenic overlook. They step out of the car and lean against the railing, watching the colors of the sunset fade into night. Hardin brushes a strand of hair from Tessa's face, tucking it behind her ear, and his hand lingers as he gazes at her. Without a word, he leans in, and their kiss is slow and deep, intensifying with each second. They end up back in the car, sharing more heated, tender moments. Their world narrowing down to just the two of them. For a while, they forget everything outside this bubble they've created. Back at Hardin's apartment, the air is charged between them. Inside, they kick off their shoes, their jackets left in a heap by the door. Hardin sweeps Tessa up into his arms, laughing as he carries her to the bedroom. He lays her gently on the bed, and they're both quiet for a moment, just looking at each other. They lean in, sharing soft, lingering kisses, letting the world fade away as their hearts beat in sync. It's intense yet tender, an unspoken promise between them that things will be different this time. They hold each other close, whispering words of affection, the kind that come from a place of deep vulnerability and trust. Eventually, they drift into a peaceful sleep in each other's arms. Tessa rests her head on Hardin's chest, listening to his heartbeat. Hardin's hand traces small, comforting patterns along her back, and for the first time in a while, both feel an overwhelming sense of calm. But deep down, Hardin feels a twinge of fear. He's afraid of losing this feeling, of making a mistake that would drive her away. This fear stays with him even as he falls asleep, Tessa wrapped tightly in his arms. The next morning, sunlight fills the room, and Tessa wakes first. She watches Hardin sleep, feeling an ache of happiness and a touch of anxiety. She knows him too well, knows his patterns and the secrets he sometimes hides. While he's been more open lately, she wonders if he's hiding something from her now. She pushes the thought away, wanting to hold on to the peace between them. But as they share breakfast, Tessa can feel the tension creeping back in. Hardin seems distracted, a hint of worry shadowing his usual charm. She tries to ask him about it, but he brushes her off, saying he's just tired. They spend the day together, going to the park and talking about dreams and plans, yet the lingering tension grows. Later that evening, as they sit quietly in the apartment, Tessa finally presses him. "Hardin, what's on your mind? I feel like there's something you're not telling me." Hardin hesitates, looking down, then meets her eyes with a conflicted expression. "There's something I've been keeping to myself. Something I was hoping wouldn't matter, but it's about my past. And I'm afraid it might affect us, no matter how much I try to keep it buried." Tessa feels a knot in her stomach. She reaches for his hand, giving him a reassuring squeeze. "Whatever it is, we can face it together." Hardin takes a breath, beginning to tell her about a mistake he made years ago, a decision he regrets and one that he's been keeping hidden.